Hello friends, I am a Sri Lankan doctor. I made these videos for education purpose. If you are preparing for a undergraduate or postgraduate exam, you need a thorough knowledge of basic science. So there are a lot of recommended textbook. So I am made these short notes based on Last Anatomy. Last Anatomy is a good book with much details. So you can use this video for revision purpose or as a podcast. So let us start our first lecture. Today's topic is skin. As you know, skin is made up of two components. It is the epidermis and dermis. Epidermis is the superficial layer. It is origin from ectoderm, and dermis is deep to the epidermis. It is origin from mesoderm. So the epidermis is derived. There are some epidermal derivatives. They are known as skin appendages. So there are four skin appendages. They are the sweat glands, sebaceous gland, hair, and nail. As you know, the dermis is a mesodermal origin. It consists of the bundle of collagens, elastic tissues, blood vessels, lymphatics, and nerve fibers. Okay, now let us talk about epidermis. Epidermis is the epithelium of the skin. So the color of the skin is given rise by a pigment called melanin. Melanin is produced by melanocytes. So the number of melanocytes are similar in all, but the color of the skin is depended by the activity of the melanocyte. If the melanocyte active more, it gives a dark pigment. If the melanocyte less active, it gives less pigment. Okay, let us talk about sweat glands. Sweat glands are the coiled tubular structures, and this distributed all over the body, but except in the tympanic membrane, the lip margin, nipple, inner surface of the prepuce, and gland penis and labia minora. So these sweat glands abundant in the thick skin of sole and palms and face. Sweat glands innervated by sympathetic nerves, especially the cholinergic fibers. There are special modified large sweat glands. They are known as apocrine glands. Those apocrine glands are confined to axilla, areola, periumbilical area, perianal area, and genitalia. These apocrine glands produce the odorless secretion, but because of the bacterial action, it acquires a smell. These apocrine glands enlarge during puberty, and it undergoes cyclic changes in relation to menstrual cycle. So apocrine glands innervated by sympathetic nerve, especially by adrenergic fibers. Then let us talk about the second epidermal derivatives, that is sebaceous glands. Sebaceous glands are small saccular structures which present in dermis. These sebaceous glands open into the site of hair follicles. It produces sebum, so it is an important component of innate immunity. Sometimes the sebaceous gland can open directly to hairless skin, especially to lip, nipple, areola, inner surface of the prepuce, gland penis, and labia minora. Sebaceous glands are absent in palms and soles. It has a direct local androgen activity. Sebaceous glands deny motor innervations. Then the third epidermal derivative is hair. Hair is a hard keratin. So there are two types of keratin, soft keratin and hard keratin. Soft keratin present in the surface of the skin. Hard keratin is present in hair. So the number of hair follicles are constant at birth. After the birth, there is no new development of hair follicles. So hair form from the hair matrix. So hair matrix is actually epithelial cells at the base of the hair follicle. Hair follicles are extended deep into the dermis and subcutaneous tissues. So as the epidermal cells move up inside the follicle, they lose their nuclei and converted into hard keratin hair shaft. There are melanocytes also present in matrix. These particular melanocytes gives the color to hair. So there are special type of smooth muscles known as erector pili muscles which attach to the hair follicles. So the erector pili muscles has a sympathetic innervations. So when the sympathetic innervations, the erector pili muscle is contract, so it gives rise to the stand on end of the hair follicles. These hair follicles have a rich sensory innervations. The last epidermal derivative is nail. Nail is a compacted keratin structure. So the nail plate is lying on the nail bed. This nail bed has a rich blood and nerve supply. So we have already talked about what is epidermis and the four derivatives of epidermis. Then let us talk about the dermis. As you know, the dermis has a mesodermal origin. So the dermis consists of the bundle of collagens and elastic tissues, blood vessels like arteries and veins, and lymphatics, and cutaneous nerve. These cutaneous nerves divided into two: the afferent fibers, which are giving general sensations, and efferent fibers, they are autonomic fibers, especially sympathetics. These sympathetic fibers supplies the smooth muscle of blood vessels, erector pili muscles, and sweat glands. So now we talk about the epidermis and dermis. Let's consider some clinical importance of skin. Now there are a lot of ways to calculate the surface of the skin. Why we should calculate the body surface? Following a burn, you have to give appropriate fluid for the person. So we use rule of 9 to calculate the surface area of the skin. According to the rule of 9, the head and neck for the head and neck area we give 9%, 4.5 for anterior surface and 4.5 for posterior surface. And for each upper limb we give 9%, 4.5 for the anterior surface and 4.4 for posterior surface. And we give 18% for each anterior thorax and abdomen and posterior thorax and abdomen. And we give 18% for each lower limb, 9% for anterior surface and 9% for posterior surface, and we give 1% for the genitalia. And the second clinical important point is the tensile line of skin. What are the tensile line of skin? These collagen fibers arrange in a special pattern in the dermis. Due to this pattern, if you made an incision along this pattern, the scar is healed with minimal scarrings. So that is the clinical important. So friends, before end up my lecture, I am going to summarize today's lecture. So the today lecture is about skin. Skin made up of the epidermis and dermis. Epidermis origin from the ectoderm, dermis origin from mesoderm. Epidermis has 4 epidermal derivatives. They are the sweat glands and sebaceous gland and nail and hair. Mesoderm dermis is origin from mesoderm. It consists of the collagen fibers, elastic tissues, blood vessels, nerves and lymphatics. And we use rule of 9 to calculate the skin surface. And the tensile line of skins are important when we making surgical incisions. So, thank you friends. We'll meet again.